Hey guys, welcome back to the Bat Cave. Um, Today is going to be a little bit of a rant. So, a lot of people fall into one of three categories. They are either passive, aggressive, or passive aggressive. And in my life, I have noticed that I'm more passive aggressive than anything else. And that's not always a good thing. I get this trait from my mom. She is also very passive aggressive. And I'm also nonverbal in certain aspects of my life. It is really hard for me to look at someone and talk to them about the things that are going on in my head and the things that I'm feeling. When I was younger and I got frustrated and I wanted to make my voice heard in a way, I would write it out. And sometimes that can backfire. Mostly in the language that you use, because when you write something down, and we see this a lot in technology now through emails and text messages, you don't really hear the person's voice. You don't hear either the sarcasm, the happiness, the anger, the regret, the sadness. You don't feel or hear that emotional sense to it as you would if someone were writing it down or if someone was telling you face to face. So that was always my issue growing up. And that's what led to me being more passive aggressive, because things would happen in my day-to-day life that would frustrate me or anger me or get under my skin. And being semi-non-confrontational and being nonverbal about my feelings, it would fester until it got to the point where I couldn't hold it in anymore. And I would blow up. And that would be my aggression side. And that's not healthy. And I try my hardest in my personal life to not let things fester anymore. But when it deals with your personal life, it's kind of hard not to, because you don't want to be off-putting and you don't want to be seen as that crazy person. So you push it aside and push it aside and push it aside until by the time you have had enough, you turn into this aggressive person. It's just unavoidable. being a passive person has always been looked at as somebody who just genuinely lets people walk all over them. And aggressive people have been known to just blow up and just take the confrontation right at head. But there are those people who are in the middle. I have a really great example of me not letting things fester anymore. About 5 years ago, I started a new job. But I started my new job with some people that I had previously worked with. And one of those coworkers that had previously worked with me made a comment, "When did you become such a bitch?" And I looked at her and I said, "I'm not that 19, 20-year-old girl anymore. I am not a bitch. I just grew a backbone." Because at my previous job, I was a teenager in my very early 20s by the time I left. And there were times when I would let my coworkers walk all over me because that's just who I was between 19 and 22. And I came to the realization when I got this new job that I wasn't going to let everyone walk over me anymore. I was going to stick up for myself and all the younger people under me. And now I've been there for 5 years, and there are new employees that look up to me because I look after them. And I try to make it so that the people who have been there longer don't walk over them. And I'm glad that I can be that person for them. But I'm still trying to work on that aspect in my personal life. Because it seems like recently I've just let people walk over me. And by the time I say something, people just think I'm crazy. And I've been told that people aren't going to like who I am because I act this way. And to me, that's bullshit. If you don't like me because I stand up for myself, if you don't like me because I tell it as it is, if you don't like me because you don't understand what is going through my head right now, that's not a me problem. And I'm sorry that you feel that way, because I'm not sorry that I am this way. I'll see you guys next time in the Bat Cave.